check out World Rowing website and all the social media. This is what we've got coming now, the lightweight men's double. It's crews from Ireland, Greece, Czech Republic, Switzerland, Italy and Ukraine. And here we go.
Yeah, the Irish, Fintan McCarthy, world champion in the stroke seat from Skibbereen. Hugh Moore behind him from Queen's University Belfast. They were entered here with Jacob McCarthy, Fintan's brother, but they changed the crew. So Antonios Papakonstantinou in the stroke seat, Petros Gazakis behind him, this new Greek double, which is going really well here. Miroslav Vrastel had to go through the rep to make this final. Yuri Simonek behind him, the veteran Vrastel. We saw him in Zagreb. Be a tough ask for him to medal in this company. The fast Swiss double, Rafael Ahumeda Ailon in the left of your picture in the stroke seat, Jan Chaubelet behind him from Stansted. New Italian double, well, Gabi Suarez in the stroke seat replaces Pietro Ruta, Stefano Oppo behind him, Ruta's normal partner. And here are the Ukrainian double, put together a great series of races. Igor Kamara in the front of your picture, Stanislav Kovalev behind him, very experienced. These guys are weighed in at an average of 70 kilos, 2 hours before their race.
Just looking at the Ukrainian boat there, just making adjustments. They're not able to put their hand up, so they'll be hoping that the starter is paying attention, has got eyes on them. Well, they're not quite ready. They're ready now. Feels like a long hold.
Czech Republic, Switzerland,
just going through the call over there.
Ukraine, attention.
Well, it was a long hold. A lot of times set slightly uncomfortably at the front end of the stroke with the blade square. But all the boats got away pretty smoothly, pretty nicely. Looks like straight in a line across the course here, Martin.
Yeah, and we're hearing from our producer there were alignment problems with the crews, which is why the hold was so long. And there are the Italians, Gabriel Suarez, who won the lightweight men's single, from both men from the Marina Militaire school in Zabaudia.
Look how long they are. Look how long they are in terms of that leg compression, high legs getting really good compression to get maximum stroke length out. But the Italians still at 40 strokes a minute and sculling that long.
Yeah, what are we talking about? 69 degrees around the front end of the pin?
That would be super long, but yeah, I mean, just really good length that they try to measure when you, like you say, you've got telemetry on the boat that can measure it for you and get that data to analyse. But it's the Swiss. They've got their bow up in front at the moment. We saw them 3 weeks ago in Zagreb take the gold medal, but this is tougher competition today.
Papakonstantinou, we're looking to, he's had such support from his parents. He won the lightweight men's singles at the Europeans, but you know, his club bought him a boat for the lightweight men's singles, and he praised his parents for really looking after him. Now he's being looked after by the team, of course. He's funded by the Greek team. The Swiss have had a fantastic start, half a boat length lead in this category, really, really strong.
But in these tailwind conditions, I expect it to be pretty close. So yeah, half a boat length means quite a lot. For me, it's a little bit about how well they can scull in these slightly tricky conditions. It is quite a big lake here in Lake Bled. There's quite a lot of movement on the water. And these scullers from Switzerland, they're making it look pretty easy, but it's not, that's for sure.
Yeah, a real find for the sport. Rafael Ahumeda Island, the man from the Forward Rowing Club. This crew coached by Ian Wright, the Swiss chief coach, former Kiwi. Look across there from Petros Gazakis, the Greek crew just 3 meters behind. Papakonstantinou will be wanting to close that gap. The Swiss look really, really long. You know, that hardly any slippage at the front end as the blade go in. And sort of 5 degrees of slippage, if you're used to the telemetry that so much of the rowers have these days, is kind of what you want to have to the lock-in. Italians in 3rd place, just behind the Greeks. And I think the Czechs, the Ukrainians, the Irish will find the going tough in the second part of this race. The Czechs certainly, having had to come through the repechage, Vrashtil and Simonek. It's a lot to ask after their semi-final performance, which I think they won.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a good entry in this event. So there's been more racing for these athletes than in some of the other events. And good to see this Italian double, this combination they're putting together to try and make the lightweight double work in there. But actually, look at the Swiss here coming out towards, well, they're through the 1,000 now, you can see it. And they've, if anything, extended that lead a little bit.
Yeah, they are mean racers. They love what they're doing. Rode with them on the bus on the way back to the airport from Zagreb, and they were really enjoying that first World Cup win that they had to start the 2023 season. Here just 3 weeks later at the Europeans and leading the field.
Just looking at this Italian double, it almost looks like a harder kind of gearing. The blades get really stuck in the water, and then they really sort of have to muscle it and really move the boat strongly through that middle of the stroke. But it kind of looks a little bit harder, I think, than it does in this Swiss boat, which just looks a little bit easier.
Italians have raced in different combinations this season. Pietro Ruta, who used to be in the Italian double, finished second in Pierluca with Niels Torre, who we've seen in the lightweight men's single Sculls. So maybe they're not certain of their combinations for this year's World Championships. Yes, the Swiss are certain of their combination. Clearwater lead over the Greeks. Just a word about the Irish. You can see them on the left of your picture, Hugh Moore and Fintan McCarthy. A lot of publicity back in Ireland for Paul O'Donovan, who won the World Championships in the lightweight double with Fintan McCarthy. He's just graduated as a doctor. Congratulations to Paul if you're watching this show. We hope to see you back at the World Championships after your medical duties.
Yeah, and there was a lovely moment actually when the Irish qualified just to make this final between Fintan McCarthy and Hugh Moore, where they kind of high-fived and celebrated. And it was great to see, you know, Olympic champion, but really happy to have made it into the final in this combination. But as you suggested, both them and the Czechs finding it pretty hard going along with Ukraine.
Italians moved back through the Greeks just as we were going into that last part of the race. You can see the finish bowl there from that drone shot as it flies around the crowd. We're in about 350, 400 metres to go. The Swiss still with that Clearwater lead. The Greeks just a little bit behind Italy. The Greeks on the far side, both with caps. The Italians look across there from the world bronze medalist Stefano Oppo.
But don't these Swiss double, they just look fantastic. Just straight down the middle of the lane. They've been there the whole way. They've been focused down the boat. They haven't looked out once. I think they've got it for the gold medal. It's all about the silver and the bronze, and whether the Italians can just find something, that just a little bit of kind of extra muscle and power that they put through the middle of the stroke.
Yeah, Switzerland putting together some really good teams with Ian Wright. Men's pair look to be flying fast. The Italians, look at them sprinting for the finish ahead of the Greeks on the far side, who were in bronze medal position, coming back on the Swiss. But as we come up to the line, it is a fantastic performance from Jan Schauble and Rafael Ahumeda Ireland. They take the European Championship gold medal. Italy do come through for the silver medal. Oppo and Suarez and Gazakis and Papakonstantinou take the bronze medal ahead of Vrashtil and Simacek. That was a great scull from them to take fourth after going through the repechage. Kamara and Kovalev and Moore and McCarthy in 5th and 6th places.
Well, that's fantastic, isn't it, for the Swiss double there to celebrate. They were doing it 3 weeks ago in Zagreb, but what a step on to be doing it here at the European Championships. And nice to see celebrations from those Italian supporters as well, to see this combination's working. They came back very nicely in the last 500 and really moved away from the Greek double.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. You know, they're not the biggest scorers on the ergo, these Swiss guys. You might see a good lightweight around 6 minutes of top score, but, you know, Ahumeda Ireland's got a 6:09. Jan Schauble did 6:17 at the Swiss Championship. So they're not the biggest, they're not the strongest, but they certainly are the most together.
Yeah, no, they're really together, really calm. And like you say, you can imagine the long winter training they're doing with Ian Wright and how that's paying off now here when it comes to the racing part of the season. The Italians just look so lean and athletic, and you just kind of really see how they really work the muscles through that middle bit of the stroke.
will have watched this new crew emerge with a lot of interest. I say new, they were fourth last year in the World Championships, but they're only youngsters, 23 and 21 respectively for Chauvelet and Rafael Ahumeda Island. And they've got more speed to come this season. Two men from Stansted and the Forward Rowing Club in Switzerland, looked after by Ian Wright. Cowbells ringing. The Swiss national anthem, drowned out by the sound of cowbells, greet the new European champions. So